Like we may be getting close to the merge. Yep, here we go. We are officially off to start the final for Super Loopers 2k15. Right away, we go into this sort of neutral fight right now. A little bit of advantage there for Nub. He's going to be able to follow and cut into that. It's like Lynx didn't keep the angles very sharp. I'd like to remind everyone also that Lynx has said his farewell to Battlefield. He kind of took this last week off. I mean, so he's not going to take anything away from Nub. But I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from Nub. But Lynx hasn't really been playing much, so he's probably a little rusty. But after this, we will see Lynx part ways with Battlefield. So I've been told by the man himself. Looking for some head-on shots maybe, although Lynx cuts up and holds the head-on. Didn't look like Nub saw it. Low hook with Lynx, but Nub catches it. Lynx cuts up high. Nub goes down. Lynx is up high. He doesn't see it until late. Didn't get any position off of it. But he is still kind of following, but really sharp angles there by Nub. Very good denial. And right away though, Lynx does a switch away and gets great position coming off that switch. No, he's not going to do anything too crazy, just little small cuts, looking for angle, try to keep his speed better than Nub if he can. Although it looks like he might have speed filled there, or maybe that was just a bad angle. He might... no, I think he cut up. I just couldn't tell from that angle I was looking at. But great speed by Nub. Wow, those scissors were so sharp. Nub's on his tail now. Looks like he made Lynx overshoot with that. More shots by Nub. But both their scissors are very good at making the other person overshoot. I'm sorry about this flight ceiling that DICE decided to impose on us because we're such a great company. And have Nub cutting in, Nub more shots. More shots. Switch into his perspective if we can. Following closely, and there's the kill for Nub. Great defense, both pilots. Oh, I missed that merge there. So far, still an even fight. And a crash. Oh, the dreaded crash. See people talking about this with Battlefield 4. Not too much experience with it myself, but apparently crashes, from what I've heard, are more common and less avoidable in this game. But back in BF3, there was a... You do crash a lot. I think some people heard people talking about it and assumed that you didn't crash in Battlefield 3, but that's not true. You definitely crash a lot in Battlefield 3, but there's... What's more common is what we call the bro hug, or the ram lag, which is where it looks like you ram into each other and then everything shakes and you can't really see where you are because it's an awful game. And you know, I'd kind of rather crash than that, because sometimes the bro hug affects one person more than the other and gets them killed. And when you ram into each other, no one loses a point. But if you get major ram lag and the other person kills you because of it, then they get a point. So, to me, it's just better if you both crash. So we're still sitting at 1-0. We've had 2 crashes so far. Lynx going high. That's an aggressive cut. Didn't look like it worked out for him. That was unfortunate for Lynx. We'll see though if his defense. Dylan We haven't seen one of those in a while. Nice, Dylan. Well executed. Although he's not cutting back into Nub much, but those are some pretty damn good scissors, and it looks like Nub speed failed majorly because he was worried about another Dylan possibly. Good cuts by Lynx. Oh, we had a mobility hit. Alright, so that'll be a restarted dogfight. That's an unfortunate thing that happens in this game, though. I guess that's kind of the alternative to ram bugs. You get mobility hits. Alright, looking for merge number 4, I think. Ah, no, 5 actually. Had 3 crashes. It's all a part of it. Shots by Lynx. Shots, he's getting a lot of little chip angles. Like a big switch away here. If Lynx can get a head on, doesn't look like he will. Ah, I crash. Well, I guess you do crash a lot in Battlefield 4. But that's also a thing that's been very typical of, you even notice it back in Flabslab with Battlefield 3. Whenever it's a big competition, everyone's really trying for those head-ons, being really aggressive. And that can just be the result of being aggressive, is those crashes. It's completely understandable that it happens so much. A hook down low. I think Nub was a little bit late to catch it. Not too late, but wasn't able to get any advantage, which he could have if he'd seen it earlier. Really high angle there for Lynx. And another crash. Wow. Ares, I wouldn't say anything about the aim there because these loops are where they've been crashing. There's been so little time for them to even shoot the other person. It's not like Battlefield 3 because in those angles you have to, if you want to get them, you have to aim at the back of the jet, and that's harder to do in such a short angle than it was in BF3 to just aim at the cockpit and blow it up. Well, I don't know if you're talking from BF3 experience or 4, but I don't know. I know I couldn't possibly shoot someone down in one of those small angles unless they were really weak. But then again, I've never been good at head-on aim myself. Right away, Lynx getting onto the tail of Nub. A good cutaway on the start. Better be careful about the mountain. Looks like a honey trap by Nub. Cause Lynx to have to pull out and lose his position. Wow, and Nub went down. Lynx saw it. Lynx got a lot of shots, it looked like. Switching to 29% for Nub. But it looks like he's pulled away from it. Again, it'd be really great if the spectator mode wasn't limited by altitude, but then again, DICE doesn't really seem to think of jet pilots very much, so no expectations for them to provide for better viewership. There's shots by Lynx there. But Lynx giving up some position to Nub. Like Nub has a slight advantage. Oh, but a great counter cut by Lynx. Lynx is really low right now. We'll see. Looks like Nub saw it. Looks like some head-on shots from both, but nothing crucial. Hopefully no crash here. Looks like they're coming really close to each other a lot. Yep, there's a ram. When you get into those head-on battles, it's almost imminent. Very similar start from both pilots, and then Lynx goes up and Nub goes down. Like some very minor shots from Lynx. If he's hitting the crash spot, then that's some pretty heavy damage probably. Wow, great counter by Nub. Reset it to a neutral fight. Oh, and a crash by Nub. That's a point for Zephyr. The score is to 4, Gangsta Train. Oh, Allergic is that a question as to why it's Zephyr? That was a mobility hit, so no point for either. I call him, I don't know if y'all know him as Zephyr. He used to be called Zephyr Lynx a long time ago, back when I played with him a bunch in BF3. The reason it's not on Silk Road is because there was a request from one of the pilots for Altai. I mean, we typically do Altai on Xbox One. That's what the dogfight servers are usually set on, so familiarity. I guess my personal preference for actually dogfighting would probably be Silk Road, but I mean, it's up to the pilots, whatever they feel more comfortable. Big cut up there by Zephyr. Oh, looks like Nub's controller died. This was happening a lot back when he was fighting Fluffy. I wonder if the issue is. No, Wheelman, I'm not talking to them right now. I mean, I could if I wanted to, but right now I'm not, because I don't want them to be able to hear all the callouts and shouting, or like the casting I'm giving, because then they'd know where the other guy was going. And also, it's better to dogfight without talking to people, especially in such a setting. You don't want to be distracted by other people talking. Lots of head-ons, lots of countercuts here, leading to head-ons. With an aggressive upward cut. Really heavy cutting on the outside, on the inside, sorry. Crash by Lynx, wow. That's a point for Nub. Score is 2-1. Crash. Oh man. Zephyr completely missed where Nub was there. Luckily for Zephyr though, Nub took a little while to react to that. I don't know if he saw him as quickly. That's one of my things about this map, is it can be really hard to see people in the snow. And just in Battlefield in general, in Battlefield 4, it's become a lot harder to spot enemies, at least in my opinion. Because with the small field of view, your loop seems to go so much faster. Not really faster, but you see less of it at a time. So the window that you see the other jet is a lot smaller. So like in Battlefield 3, since you have such a wide field of view, you'd like get a very clear shot of the other jet, and you'd see it on your screen for a while, but in Battlefield 4, you only see it for a short period of time, and sometimes you miss it until the end, and then you react slow, and one of the big issues for me with this field of view. Lots of shots there by Nub. But good denial by Lynx. Negative shots almost there. Negative Gs. Nub is just cutting into these loops really well. Kind of cut away there. Sort of set it back to neutral. Didn't really get any position off that. Big switch by Nub. Gonna give him some huge shots here. Yeah, there's the kill. Alright, Corbus, we don't need to be talking about you people. Come on. Get your head out of the gutter, Corbus. Alright. Another low merge. upward spiral. A good escape from the upward spiral. It didn't really get him any angle, but it kept Nub from getting any angle, which is really good when you do the upward spiral, because it's one of those things that keeps them from shooting you all the way up. Like, it's a great way to deny angles, but and it's a great way to get back health, but the only problem is coming out of an upward spiral can be very difficult, just because mostly your only way to go is down, and if they're already above you after following you, when you go down, then they can very easily cut into you if you go down. It's one of those things that you gotta find the perfect timing to exit it. Big switch there by Zephyr. Nub notices it. Still a pretty neutral fight. Another big switch. That's by Zephyr. More shots by Zephyr? Not much. Both pilots have a good amount of health. Zephyr's not touched, and Nub with a little bit of health gone. But almost a crash. Wow, that was very close. They're going to want to move away from that area. I'd really like to show y'all free cam, but as I said earlier, this really stupid flight ceiling. Here we go. Gosh, I'm just like right on the edge of that ceiling. Big switch away by Lynx. And even. Yet another switch. A lot of shots by Lynx. Didn't look like he had a great angle on it though. Probably did a good amount of damage though. Gotta love these cloud textures. Very realistic and wonderful. Gotta watch out for the ground here. Oh, there's a disable. Wow. Great shots by Nub. That is... like that's 4-1. Great fights by both. 2 AM photography. Nope, not quite. Well, Get Snipe Nub is our champion. First place for the Super Leapers 2015. Congratulations, Nub, on your accomplishments. Congratulations to all the other finalists, Zephyr, Rafael, and Fluffy. And thank you to all the other participants who came in and fought and made this a fun tournament. Sorry for the length of the tournament. Took a long time to get it through, but I mean, we're here. We've made it.